This is Ian Lamont from Lean Media. Today I'm going to show you how I calculate how much to send into Amazon Advantage based on their weekly purchase order. If this video helps, please take a moment to like it and follow me, and let's get started. So this is the latest purchase order that I have from Amazon Advantage. Let me blow it up a little bit, widen it out. And it's about 475 units total. And the question that I deal with every time I get a purchase order is, are they asking for the right amounts? And this is a really important question because in the past, I've been seriously burned when Amazon has asked for like hundreds or even thousands of units of a particular media title, and I send them in, and then they just sit in the warehouse for months or even years at a time. It's just a total waste of my money, and I want to make. I have to double check Amazon's bad algorithm. And the way here's how I do it. So these are the amounts that Amazon's asking for, quantity requested, and then this field here, I can change how many units I'm actually sending in. So quantity requested, and you can see it ranges from about 2 units to up to 146. What I always do when I get a big order like this is I'll go to Amazon's retail analytics, and there's basically two different areas I want to look in. And by the way, Amazon Advantage Analytics, for some reason they split up the inventory and the sales into different windows. So what I have to do is I have to do a lot of switching back and forth between the inventory that's available on hand, that's this particular column, and then a separate one that shows the sales. So what I do is I create a Google Sheets spreadsheet, and basically I copy and paste in the sales for the trailing 4 weeks, and then the inventory that's currently available. And then I create ideal. And basically what this is the ideal column is a multiple 3 times of sales. So like this particular product right here, I've had 80 units sold in the trailing 4 weeks. The ideal amount of inventory to have in Amazon fulfillment centers is 240. However, the inventory shows that currently there's 356. So there's actually overstock of more than 100 units. So even if they're asking for anything for this particular item, this particular ASIN, I won't send it in. And actually, let's take a look here. Hold on here. All right. So let's spread this out a little bit. And I can see that they're asking for 63 units. And it doesn't make any sense because according to my little simple algorithm that I have, they're already overstocked by 116 units. Now you can see that some of these cells here, they're marked in green. That means I should be following their advice on to send in items because currently they're understocked by a certain amount of items. This particular ASIN, Google Sheets reference, as well as this one, these are the critical ones. So for instance, we're short. So we have, for this Mac OS reference and cheat sheet, we have about 150 sales in the past 4 weeks. In inventory is just a little bit more than that. So basically we have about a month's supply, but ideally we should have about a 3-month supply. So we're short by a large amount. And if I take a look at what they're asking for 146 units. That makes sense. One thing with Amazon Advantage, you can't send in more than they're asking for. But I will send in the absolute maximum that they're asking for. Google Sheets, I think that one is also... Yeah, Google Sheets, they're short by more than 100 units. So I'm going to be sending in all those. And you can see, actually, what they're asking for this particular ASIN is pretty much matches up with my quick and dirty algorithm. But Excel for Microsoft 365, I'm just going to change that to 0 because I don't need to send in any. They already have too many. So this is an example of Amazon's sometimes they have really bad algorithms that are very bad at predicting what should be sent in. So for that particular one, I'm not going to send in any. And, by the way, if I don't get paid in Amazon Advantage until something actually gets sold. So for me to go through the trouble of creating the inventory with my supplier, sending it in, having it sit in a warehouse someplace and not selling, that's just like wasted money for me. I do not want that to happen. I know pretty much what should be in Amazon's warehouses for all of my ASINs. These are the levels. So I'm going to try to match it up as best I can. But if they're asking for something that we don't need to send in any in, like this particular ASIN or maybe even this one here, I'm just not going to do it. It just doesn't make sense for me to tie up all my money in that inventory and potentially incur a bunch of fees from Amazon for warehouse fees for that's been there for too long. Now, in terms of how to use Google Sheets to do this, You do need some spreadsheet skills to do this type of work. It's not that hard. Basically, what I did is I pasted in the sales into this particular sheet, and then the inventory into this particular sheet, and then I just alphabetized them using the sort data function, and basically created my little matrix. And then these are very simple formulas, so you can see that this is basically D2 times 3. So I'm just taking the sales for the past trailing 4 weeks, multiplying by 3 and going all the way down. And then this is another formula where I'm just subtracting the sales, subtract the ideal number, and I get the number of what I should be what's overstock or what's understock. If that doesn't make any sense, it's probably a good idea just to do a couple tutorials about either Google Sheets or Excel. And actually, in the show notes for this particular video, I'll leave those there so you can check that out. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please take a moment to like it and follow me. Also, if you go to leanmedia.org, that's my official blog site. Click on blog or video. Tons more free advice about getting the most out of Amazon programs. Thank you so much for watching.